growth. We talk about corporate profits. Like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a very accurate way of determining the health of the country and the health of the economy. Yeah, no shit. But then you were just complaining about income and wealth inequality, and Trump's first term, his number one accomplishment was a massive tax cut for the wealthy, and his second term, they're about to do the same shit. But wait till you hear it. We haven't gotten to the punchline yet.
Everything that we use to measure our economy is so way off that there's a massive disconnect between Wall Street economists and Main Street, and that's why you get the things that we got in November.
All right, we'll see if Joe Biden's recession shows up.
So he was saying, well, bro, there's so much income and wealth inequality, that's why Trump won. The implication being that, like, Trump is going to fight the income and wealth inequality. He's obviously going to make it worse. Right now, we're witnessing a robber baron coup where Elon Musk has done a hostile takeover of our government and he's destroying the social safety net. And you have the nerve to pretend like Trump is going to save the social safety net, bro. But then they hit you with the Biden line. It doesn't get any grosser.
Joe Biden's recession shows up. Charles, you're sticking with us for our jobs panel.
Joe Biden's recession. Joe Biden's recession. Wait for it.
Be sure to tune in on Tuesday, March 11th. Charles will host Making Money's A Matter of Faith Investment. It's a special right here on Fox Business, a must-watch, 2 p.m. Eastern with Charles next week. Quick break, and then we've got all hands on deck to bring you the February jobs report out in 7 minutes time. Why I said earlier it would be Biden's recession. And I know the haters out there will slam me later. The other day I said something and they went...
Haters. You're a hater if you slam her for that. You're just a hater, not, somebody who cares about factual reality.
That's on me on Twitter, on X. I said, well, how come I don't see any Dodge Rams or Dodge, pickup trucks in Europe? And they went nuts on it, but it's true.
What am I going to do with these people? Look, here's the thing. Maria Bartiromo knows that's a lie. Charles Payne knows that's a lie. Because what has Trump done? What have Trump and Elon done since they've taken power? Slash regulations, slash jobs left and right, firing veterans and disabled veterans and air traffic controllers and people in all sorts of government agencies wanting like 50% reductions in the workforce for various agencies. So you got that going on. Anywhere from 100,000 to 250,000 people losing their government jobs. Then on the stock market front, you have Trump, we're going to do tariffs and there's nothing you can do to change it. We did the tariffs. You know what? We're going to roll the tariffs back. But you know what? We're going to do the tariffs again in a month. We did the tariffs. Oh, but you know what? I'm going to roll them back a little bit here and there also again. And so you have, guys, this leads to massive economic instability. When you have a president who's going back, forth with a horrible policy, you've now set up a situation where why would anybody invest in the U.S. stock market when they don't know what the policies are and what the outlook is going to be for the near future and the distant future? A 25% tariff across the board on our top trading partners would be catastrophic. It's effectively at least a 25% tax on the people who are purchasing these goods, right? And so that affects everybody negatively. You are basically, at that point, demanding we go into a recession. It is a manufactured recession, which is why Trump is saying, yeah, there might be a little bit of a disturbance here and there, maybe a little bit of a disturbance, but it'll be okay. We're okay with that. That's an admission. Yeah, we're going to have a recession, and it's a planned recession. And then the other thing is, how do we know he wasn't profiting personally off of these tariff announcements? All you have to do is spread the information to all your insider buddies, your robber baron buddies. I'm going to announce tariffs. The market's going to tank. So bet a bunch of money on shorting the market right now, make billions of dollars because the market tanks, and then I'll pull back from the ledge at the end, and everything will be all right. Or at least they thought everything would be all right. Because he did it twice already. The market tanked. It recovered a little bit. Now it's tanking again. And it's just the instability is too much between the massive number of government layoffs, right, and the massive instability brought about by Trump and his tariff bullshit. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this is going to end really, really bad. And it's 100% on Trump. It wasn't Biden who laid off hundreds of thousands of government workers. It wasn't Biden who did tariff threats and put them in place, then took them back, then put them in place again, then partly took them back. Obviously, investors are spooked. Obviously. And why wouldn't they be? Right? By the way, one of their talking points on the campaign trail was like, roaring 20s. We're going to have the roaring 20s again. Like, do you know what happened in 1929? The end of the roaring 20s was the Great Depression. And Trump's the guy, 1890s were a great time. That was the best time in American history. We were so rich, we didn't even know what to do with all the money. No, we weren't rich. Like 3 dudes at the top were rich. Everybody else was struggling and living in tenement homes, and there was child labor, and kids were losing their hands in factory machines. What are you talking about? But they're literally, okay, good luck. My favorite reply here is actually the first one. Good luck with that talking point. Yes, good luck with that talking point indeed. That is not going to get you very far, man. We are looking at a catastrophe in the making, man. This is going to get really ugly. Again, people truly don't understand. We are going to be looking at like George W. Bush level support when all is said and done with Trump, because all the groundwork is there. He's already making his approval rating plummet and Elon's approval rating plummet. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.